Welcome to our channel. In this video we are going to learn about how to compare two Excel workbooks using the below methods such as Excel command and Excel as a database connection string and the Excel VBA macro. So let's start. In my folder I have two Excel files, Excel 1 and Excel 2. Let me open this workbook so you can see the results. So on the left side I have Excel 1. On the right side I have Excel 2. I need to compare the data between Excel 1 and 2. On the difference mismatch details are highlighted. I have manually highlighted the mismatch informations, so you can easily see that. On the fourth row, on the Excel 1 it's available as test 3, and in the Excel 2 it mentioned as test 3.3, like the status also. Here mentioned as test, and in the Excel 1 it's mentioned as completed. Like the same, we have 4 rows mismatches. So now my current requirement is I need to save the mismatch detail into the log file. So let me show you how I achieve this. So let's start with Excel command. So I have used open spreadsheet and loop as well as get cell command. In the get cell I have used get single cell as well as the all cell command. So let me run this first. Next I will show you how to use the DB as well as the macro. Let's see each and everything. First I will execute the Excel command. So runtime window has been started. First it will execute the macro and it displaying the mismatch values in the message box. So you can see test 3.3 and test 3. Here it mentioned as test 3.3 and on the Excel 1 it's test 3. Status. So for my reference I am capturing the status also. Status field as well as the value field. B, column B and C. Test 4, but the status mismatch. That's the reason displaying the column number, row number 4, test 7 and the status, value and completed mismatches. Perfect. Test 99, test 9, completed. So we have received 4 message boxes, right? Mismatch details, all the mismatch details are displayed. We'll check the log file so you can see. Here the log file has been created. I'll open the log file. You can see the 4 rows, mismatch details. We can compare. So test 3.3 and here it's test 3. Status also I am capturing the status and the test 4.4 test completed, which means we have a mismatch in the status column. And test 7 and here is a mismatch, value and completed. Test 99, test 9, which means we have a mismatch in the column B. C is fine here. So like this we can achieve the target in using the Excel as a database command. So let me open the Excel as a database and run this. The same methods, we can use either Excel command or else we can connect into the Excel as a database connection string. There are no differences, but you can save a lot of time. If you are using Excel as a database, as much as possible, quickly it will complete the activity. So my recommendation is you can use the Excel as a database connection string. I will explain both the options, how to use the Excel command as well as the database command. So the database action has been completed, all the message box has been displayed and the log file. Let me open this log file so you can see the results. The same output, quickly displayed the outputs, saved all the information into the log file. Test 3, test 3.3, mismatch, test 4, completed visit, completed test, completed value, all the 4 rows. Mismatch detail are saved in the log file. So let me show you the code. So this is for the Excel command. I have not used the connection string over here. I have used the connection string in the other task. So this is only used the Excel command such as Excel open spreadsheet and get all cells as well as loop function and get single cell. So let me explain each and everything. I'll create the new task. Here my Excel name is Excel 1 and Excel 2, right? First I need to open 2 spreadsheets. The particular spreadsheet. So open spreadsheet. So session name, it's very important. Now we are going to manipulate 2 Excel spreadsheet. So we need to differentiate them by the session name. So I will call first Excel as Excel 1. Even the Excel name is Excel 1. So I will consider the session name as Excel 1 and spreadsheet path. Just browse and select the particular spreadsheet. First we need to select the Excel 1. just select this one and specific sheet name. Yeah, I have a specific sheet 1. Yes, my data has headers, so I'll check this checkbox, header checkbox. After that, I don't have any password and I don't want to read only mode, so I'll open the same. Next, the same procedure for Excel2. Just drag and drop session name. It should be the differentiate. So Excel2, browse and select the second file. Excel2 has been selected. Sheet name, yeah, it is sheet 1 and contains header. Perfect. Click on save. Once you have done with that, you need to use the get all cells command. For that, just use get cells and drag and drop the get cells, and using the get all cells, you need to use get all cells command. Just click on save, and after that you need to use loop function. Under the loop, you can see each row in an Excel dataset. Just drag and drop. Here you need to, so currently we are going to use the first Excel1. From the Excel1 we can loop. Next we will take care of the Excel2. So the session name should be Excel1. Just click on save. Within this loop, you need to add the logics. You need to build some logics. So here I have created 4 variables. In the variable manager, you can see A column, B column, C column and V count. I have created 4 variables. So let me create the same in the new task also. A column and the value null. Click on save. Yes, I am assigning the null values. And second, it should be for B column. You can give the variable name as anything. I am giving, for my reference, I am giving the exact column names so that it's easy to refer and understand the codes. And the V count. Okay, within this loop, you need to use the get single cell command. So let me show you how we can use the get single cell command. Get cells and drag and drop the get cells. You need to get single cell, and here you need to mention the particular range. So in the loop function, how it will work like, it will increment each and every time. The first time it will display as 1, second time 2, third time 3. So here roughly you can mention A2, A3, something like that, but it will know for this function you need to write multiple codes. Instead of that, you can create variable, or else you can use a counter variable. So a counter, which is nothing but first time it will consider the value as 1, second time 2, third time 3, fourth time 4. So each and every time it will increment one value. So I am using V count. Instead of counter, I am going to use V count. You should know why I am using the V count. Since there is a possibilities of our current file starts from range A1, but there is a possibilities of the file starts from range A3 or A4, A5, something like that. At that time, it's very difficult to change the counter functions. Usually the counter begins from 1. At the time it's very difficult, so that I am using the variable operation as V count. For that, just go to variable operation, drag and drop this variable operation. First I will mention the value as 1. Since my data has headers, right? So that I am giving the value as 1. If my range starts from A3, A4, A5, something like that, here I can give the value based on the cell. So if it starts from 3, I can directly give the value as 3 here. So it starts from 3. There are no other issues. And within this, I'll increment the values. Just drag and drop the variable operation. Select the variable as V count. Here, press F2, V count. Click on insert plus 1, which means within the for loop, it will increment each and every time. So I am going to assign this into loop function. So whenever the loop is running, it will increment each and every time, which means first time it will consider as 2. Since previously we have assigned the value V count to 1. So first time it will consider as 2, second time 3, third time 4. Like this, it will increment each and every time. Very simple concept. After that, I am going to use get cells command. So just drag and drop this get cells command. So the session name is very important. Whenever you are assigning this, you need to use the perfect session names. Here I missed only one thing. In the get all cells command, I have applied the session name as Excel2, but it should be in the Excel1, as well as loop function. Loop function also, please verify you have mentioned the correct name, Excel1. Perfect. Now we are good. We can go ahead. In the get cells, just drag and drop the get cells. Here very simple, just you need to mention the get value of cell and you need to assign this into Excel2. So let me assign, so you can see get cells, get single cell, and the session name should be Excel2. Currently we are not going to use the loop for second Excel2. We are not going to use the loop. Only we are going to use single loop. Get single cell and specific cell. Here I am using A column, A which is referring A column, and press F2 and use the V count. So as I mentioned earlier, first time the V count will refer A2, second time A3, third time A4. Like this we can continue with the loop function. So it's very simple concept. And here, so first time it will extract the value A2 value, which is in the second Excel the A2 value is 1, right? First time it will extract the value as 1. So I need to assign this to particular variable. It will extract the range value as 1 and I will assign this to A column variable. So very simple, I have assigned, and I will copy paste the same for 3 rows. Specific cell, it should be B, and I will assign the value to B column variable. Here the C count, C is referring to the column name. Very simple. Sorry, C column. Click on save. So once everything is done, now what will happen is first time it will pull all the informations. Even I can display the message box so you can better understanding. Definitely it will help you to understand everything. So I'll display A column, B column and C column values. Click on insert, enter, B column, click on insert, next C column. I'll click on save. Excel test, I'll give any name. The task is saved. I'll execute this task so you can see the results. The runtime window has been started. Now it will open the spreadsheet. Then it will display the values in the Excel2 first record, which means the second row it has 1, the A column 1, B column test 1, and the C column completed. It displaying the correct values and the second record. You can compare these records, third, fourth. So each and every time it will display the accurate values. So within the loop function, we are extracting the information from Excel2, but this loop is for Excel1. So here we can use Excel column function like this. I am using the if condition. Within the if condition, I am going to use the Excel column. So I will disable this message box for now, and I am going to use if command. Where is that if command? Okay, here is that. Just expand and you can see variable command. Just drag and drop this variable and click on edit. After that, you need to select the variable first. First, we are going to check. So this A column is referring to the Excel2 values, and here Excel column 1. Just select Excel column 1. And logics operator. Here you need to validate. So this A column is referring to the Excel2, and this Excel column will refer to the Excel1. So we are going to match the data between Excel 1 and 2, right? So if the data is not matching, not equals to, we need output. We need to store some of the informations, and we need to compare three items, right? A column, B column, and C column. So we need to add one more condition. Click on add, and here B column. Very simple. Excel to B column, and operator not equals to the same operator, and Excel column, this time Excel column 2. So the Excel column will 1 refers to A column, 2 refers to B column. Very simple logic. C column, click on insert, not equals to, and at this time Excel column 3. Very simple. Excel C column. Perfect. Just click on OK and save this one. So at this time, what will happen is it will match the data between the Excel 1 and Excel 2. So the A column is referring to the Excel 2, and Excel column 1, which is referring to Excel 1. So in the loop functions, we are using the session name as Excel 1, right? So the Excel column is referring to the Excel 1 only. So we are good. So once everything is completed, you can use this log file. So let me copy and paste this in the new task. Okay, I'll open this one and you can see. So in the log file, just I have browse and select this folder. Let me delete all the files. Wow. I have deleted all the files. Just browse and selected, and here the text I am referring week count. Week count, which is nothing but you can consider as of now the row count, or else you may assume like counter value, something like that. It will increment each and every time. First time it will display as 2, second time 3, third time 4, something like that. It will display each and every time. And B column is Excel 2 value and Excel column 2, which is Excel 1 value. Since in the loop we are using the Excel 1 session, right? So that it will display the value the same for C column and Excel column 3. So we are going to save all the information into the particular log file. Just click on OK, and we have completed same activities. So additionally, I have added one more message box to display the users, such as bot runners, should understand what's happening. If there is any issues, they can understand, right? That's the reason I am displaying the message box. So now the task is completed. Very simple. Just I have written the 14 lines code. The message box is unwanted. Using this, I am validating the details. If there is any mismatch, I am going to capture into log file. Very simple. I am executing the task. Now it's comparing the details and displaying the message box. Test 3.3 and test 3. Between the Excel 1 and Excel 2, we are getting the results. If there is any mismatches, it's displaying the value as well as it's saving the details into the particular log file. Very simple logic I have used. Or else what you need to do, you need to use one more loop. So already, like for the Excel 1, we have used one of the loop, right? Like the same, you need to use the loop for Excel 2, but it's unnecessary, it's waste of time. Instead of that, you can use get cell options. Here you can assign the Excel 2. Just you need to mention the Excel 2, so that first time it will consider as A2, it will extract the information from the Excel 2. We can avoid one of the loop and we can save our time. Very simple. Just we have completed the Excel command. Okay, next we'll move to the database command. Here is the database command. Like the same procedure. In the Excel, we have opened 2 Excel spreadsheet, and here we are going to open 2 connection string. For that, just drag and drop this database command, expand this database and drag and drop this connect. Here you need to use service provider as 12.0, or else based on your service engine, you can use the service provider. That's up to you. So previously I used 4.0. Since my system got not updated, you can use the 4.0 or 12.0 or 10. That's up to you. Even you can use the OLEDB provided for ODBC drivers. You can use anything. I'll open this connection string so you can see. So this is one for Excel1. Session name is very important. So if you are missing the session names, the task will not run. You will get the failure. So please give the session name as exact results. And if you cannot give the connection string, so let me copy and paste this into Notepad. So you can write any of your notepads. So here is the connection string for, just copy the same and change this path. Then you can access the connection string. Very simple. Just you need to replace the values. File path, file name and extension. Just replace and then you can use the connection string. So let me explain. I am using the connect option. Just drag and drop this connect and session name is Excel1. Connection string as this connection string, Excel name, and click on save. After that, the connections to the connection string to Excel name, session name as Excel2 and connection string. This is one for the Excel2 file, the second Excel file. I am using this for second Excel. Click on save. Here I am going to use execute a SQL statement. So in the SQL query, when you drag and drop, you can see this select command. So within this SQL query, you need to use select statement. Only you can use the select statement. Select star from sheet 1, which means I need to extract the information from sheet 1. So if you have a different sheet name, just mention the sheet name. Very simple. I am not export the data into CSV. I have only mentioned the select query, select star from sheet 1 and click on save. After that, I am going to use the loop command. So in the loop command, we have each row in a SQL data set. So just drag and drop this command. Each row in an SQL data set, like the same, just use the session name as Excel1. Excel1 and just click on save. Very simple, that's it. And next, variable operation. So like the same in the Excel concept, we have assigned the variable into the A column, B column, C column. Here we are not using the week count. So instead of that, I am using where condition. So where condition, which is nothing but this is extracting the information based on the IDs. So in the column A, I have IDs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. So what will happen is first time it will validate and it will extract the information only on this row, the second row. Based on the ID, it will filter and it will display the particular informations. In the record set concept, it will work. Select star from sheet 1 where ID is equals to A column, which is first time A2. Like that it will work. So within that I am using one more loop. Start loop, each row in an Excel dataset session, Excel2. This loop is for Excel2 and the above loop is for Excel1. Very simple. And like the previous concept, I am using the same if condition. So if the dataset column 1 is not matching with the A column, or else if the B column is not matching with the dataset column 2, or else if the C column is not matching with the dataset column 3, then I need to display the message box as well as I need to capture the information into the particular log file. So let me open this log file command. Very simple. A column, which is referring to second Excel, right? Excel2 it's referring, and dataset column 2, which is referring to Excel1. So like this method I am using at this time. After that, I am disconnecting from database session 1 and session 2. Very simple. I am using the very simple logic. So when I am executing this task, it will capture the mismatch information into the log file, particular log file. So here also I have avoided some of the functions. Using the where condition, I am extracting the particular information. Instead of using the other loops, if you are using multiple loops, what will happen is it will run each and every time and it will waste of time. Like if you are having more than lakhs data, it will take a hour time. It can be take more than that. So in order to avoid that, I am using very simple functions. So first it will using the where condition based on the ID, it will extract the informations. So you can see the results in the message box, mismatch details. Whenever there is a mismatch based on the values, it will display the values in the message box as well as the log file has been stored. So in the DB log file, you can see ID number 3 and test. So here the first column referring to ID number, which is not row number. Here I am capturing the ID numbers. The first one is for ID number 3 and ID number 4, ID number 7 and ID number 5, ID number 9. So there is a mismatch. 4 rows are mismatched with the Excel 1. Like the same, you can compare between the Excel 2 and Excel 1, Excel 2, Excel 1 and 2, vice versa. You can compare anything using the below methods. And the next method is Excel macro. So this is also one of the very simple method, but it's not a recommended method. Since we have multiple options in the Excel command, as well as you can use Excel as a database connection string. So when you are searching in the Google, easily you can get the data, how to mismatch the details. For in the macro also, you need to use the same command such as loop command as well as other functions, if function and something. It will take some more time. It will not that much easy. It will also compare based on the each and every cells. In the automation area also, it will compare based on the each and every cells. Based on the column, row, it will compare the values. Like the same, macro will works. So please try to use this Excel command as well as database command. So my recommendation is just to use the database command. This is accurate method. Please proceed with that. And if you have any other questions or any other thoughts, just update your thoughts in the video comments. And as well as already have uploaded multiple videos about the Automation Anywhere and the other programming languages such as SQL, HTML, JavaScript and the other languages. And the Automation Anywhere related, I have uploaded more than 60 videos about all the commands, variables, bots and the other information. So please watch all my previous videos and subscribe our channel and click on the bell icon. Really thanks for watching until this time. Really thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.